Big question. Is feminism about hating men or just demanding respect from the society? Well, I have beautiful people in the house today that will help us to do something on this very special episode. They just want to dissect what I understand, what you understand, what the society understands about feminism. They want to talk about it. And they are also going to talk about what feminism really is. So be prepared. For you to enjoy this episode, you know what you have to do. Like, share, and comment under this video now. Also subscribe. It's not hard now. One funny thing is that you might not know. You just feel, I enjoy watching these people, I love their content, but you just check that button. You see that you've not subscribed. So do it right away. I have with me very, very intelligent women, beautiful women, bright women, women that when they speak, you have no choice. Is it that you bring out your pen and jotter to write things away, or you sit down and listen very, very, very well. Yes, so beside me, I have to my very immediate left
Grace Anuforo, and you have a sugar-coated tongue.
Thank you, because getting my late.
Can you see? This is what I'm saying. When they speak, you have to listen. They say I have a sugar-coated tongue, but I'm just telling them the reality. So yes, I also have someone that I know you are expecting, or you've been expecting to see her. And now I brought her to you free of charge, and I put her on that big seat there. I have with me
Naomi.
See how she talk, Naomi. You say producer Naomi.
Producer Naomi.
Be proud now.
I'm proud.
Uh-huh.
Not see my shoulder part.
Okay, so today, yes, feminism. And this one is a serious topic that I would really, really want us to focus in these videos, because we really have to learn. If you're a man, you might be wondering that what do I need to listen? But this message is actually for you, because you are the reason why women feel they are not being understood properly. So if you want to understand why they are saying feminism, this is the video. Sit down and watch. And if you're a woman that you also do not understand, because there's a lot of misconception that has been going on. Imagine a day if it came out, which day was that? Maybe like 2 weeks ago, and said, if you are a broke woman, you don't deserve to be called a feminist. I know some women felt, that's true. But here is where you will listen to, not those that they felt. This is words of knowledge that is coming out from this table. Yes, so we'll start with Naomi.
First off, if you're a lady or a guy and you hear feminism, because he has said feminism like at least 15 times since we started. If you hear feminism and it's triggering you, check yourself. It's because of you are doing this. Check yourself. You actually need to check, because it means there's something wrong. You hear feminism and your blood is already boiling. I'm going to address it today.
Okay, so Grace, yeah. Like she said, I've said feminism a lot of times. A lot of people, like she said, it might trigger them. To you, what do you think feminism is? How did feminism come to be in our society? What led to it? What gave birth to feminism?
Thank you for that. First off, feminism is as simple as equal rights. Just free to do whatever it is you want to do, as long as it doesn't hurt the other person. And how it came to be was many years back, 18th, 19th century, where a couple of women decided they had enough. They had had enough of the oppression that women were going through. So it was just a way of breaking out of the oppression.
So from a place of oppression, they wanted to break out. And Naomi, will you say...
I mean, there isn't too much to explain, right? You know when they say the person that causes pain doesn't know. It's the person on the receiving end of the pain that knows. I think that's the difficulty that a lot of men have when it comes to understanding feminism. They don't get where that pain is coming from, right? Because they are not the one that has been on the receiving end of oppression. They are not the ones that are told, oh, you cannot do this because, well, you look a certain type of way, you have a VJJ, right? They are not the ones that, they're not the ones on the receiving end, so they don't understand the pain. Yeah, right?
There's a male privilege.
Yes, there is. So
there used to be, or there is.
There still is.
But now you
cannot say, because you feel like the scale is different from how it was in the 1800s or the 1700s or the 1900s. You cannot say just because the scale has dropped, it means it's non-existent. It's just like when you say, oh, there is, the cases of kidnapping has reduced, but they're still kidnapping people. You cannot say it is non-existent just because it has dropped. It is still there. It is still valid. If they kidnap one person today, just because before they used to kidnap 50 people, that one person who they kidnap, the person's life matters, right? So now we cannot say it's still a very male male-oriented patriarchal world.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will talk about culture, religion, and our emotions here. In our culture, they'll tell you culture is a way of life. Culture is you. Culture is everything that defines a person, because a way of life is how you are living your life, and this is what. So that is what we understand culture to be. And when you look at the African culture, because feminism is maybe it didn't start outrightly from Africa, but I think Africans are like the most presently.
Which got you there? You can't say feminism didn't start from Africa. If we are to look back,
okay,
and I'm not saying it started here, right? Feminism has existed because again, we've defined feminism to be wanting equal rights, equal opportunities.
Okay.
I'm
talking about the movement now. I'm talking about the movement, not the concept.
I'm guessing somewhere.
All right.
I get what you're saying, and you're right. But I'm going to cut you there and say we've had women like Moremi,
okay,
right, who really stood out, or Queen Amina. They wanted to, they didn't want them to rise to the points that they did, right? So fine, they may not have had the term as feminism in itself, because feminism as a word is not our language, it's English.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that even without that label of feminism, as it were, what they still fought for, to be able to stand where they stood, is feminism, whether you like it or not. It's like they still fought for female rights. They still fought to get to the points that they did. Again, Moremi, Queen Amina, or even this woman, this Tinubu woman that was selling slaves, but people will not want to say that because they like to call her, you get. She was not just a very unique person in her trade, because it was men that were doing it, but the woman had a lot of power, right? And it was odd. So
yeah, I like where you've driven to. You've talked about the rise of feminism in Africa. Like, I mean, from our history, our historical stories, we've seen women rise. That is the history. The now is what is happening in our society now. The culture has grown to a position whereby they believe men are everything. Wait, don't cut. I know I might say triggering words, but I'm going somewhere. I'm driving somewhere.
Okay.
The culture is saying the man is everything. Like you talked about the male dominance and the male privileges.
Yeah, the woman answers to the man and all of that.
And when you look at the religion also, it's almost designed the same way in the religion aspect, or in churches, mosques.
Is it though?
You know, funnily enough, this culture thing, when I hear it from people on social media, I laugh. Because funnily enough, in Africa culture never had the patriarchy. It's always been matriarchal. We've always had, in the I think it was 19th century or 18th, I can't remember now. We've always had the matrilineal society where properties were passed down from mothers to their children. Children were named by their mothers, according to their mothers' names, not now, where we have son names being fathers' names, you know. So Africa has always had, you know, the matriarchal system, matrilineal and all that. But then whatever happened, and we had some
shift in dynamics.
We had a position whereby the matriarchal society that we used to have is no longer in existence. It's now the patriarchal system of society. And women are fighting for equality, right? Is that not what feminism is about? Equality.
Yeah.
Now, some people say equality is a mirage, that there is nothing like equality.
Right.
So when you're looking at, we want women and men to be the same, but some people tell you there's never anything like, because even when you look at your fingers, everything are not equal. I'm using the African parlance that they would definitely tell you. So what can you say about equality and equity in feminism?
I like the argument of equality is impossible, because I would say it myself. Why do I like it? It's because I can now bring the equity argument.
Okay.
Equity is actually equality. But in the literal sense, if there are two guys, right, vying for an opportunity, right, or they are vying for, like, to get to two men, right, I used men. If there are two men vying for an opportunity, these two men, one of them, he may have issues with his hamstring, and so he may not be able to do that, this thing. Equity says, give him a tool that will make it more efficient, right, so that he can
balance,
right, so that they can have like equal standing, and then if they now try to get the opportunity to not be, may the best man win. That's equity. And I used two men, right? And the reason I used two men is because even in the same gender, there is inequality. Not all guys have the same strengths. Not all women have the same strengths. So equity calls for fairness regardless of gender, so that you're not saying, okay, the women are the weaker ones, so let's give them a helping hand. Because we've seen women really thrive in spaces that are supposed to be for men. So what happened? Like, even without help, or without anybody saying, oh, she's a woman, let's help her, or without her, again, having to theoretically slip her way to the top.
Yeah.
Feminism basically advocates for not boxing a gender because they are a gender. Which means that at the end of the day, whether as a human being, your strength lies in this thing or in that, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you, oh, or like feminists are not saying, oh, we want to, all women can carry 12 blocks of brick to and fro.
Yeah.
But it's saying if a woman wants to do it, let her do it. It's like, don't say, oh, you're a woman.
And if she doesn't want to do it,
let her also not do it.
Valid.
It's fine. Like, it's saying don't put us in a box because we're a gender. And then, do you know the funny thing? Men that even like to call out feminism don't even get that feminism benefits them. Right?
You know?
Because then it also helps not to put men in a box, because it's not all men that want to do heavy lifting. Some men want to be stay-at-home dads. But because society says men are supposed to be the ones doing this and women are supposed to be the you also put yourself, you as a guy, they put you in a box, and so you feel like you have to man up.
There, yeah.
What's the meaning of man up?
And then the
lady that is now strong, they'll say, you're acting like a man. You be
like
man.
you're a man.
Like what?
Okay, so when you started this conversation and you talked about equity, about, okay, this person is taller, let's just help this one with bricks so that they can have the same opportunity, equal opportunity to compete or whatever. I want to ask you a question here. Do you think that the society we have now has not given women that level of equity to compete with men?
Okay, first of all, I agree with what she says, but I also want to emphasize that equality is equality, and equality is very possible to achieve. Those of you who think that it's not possible, dream on. It's happening. Equality is not the same as sameness. So I think that's basically the what's it called now? It's like the misconception.
Wait, equality is not the same.
It's not sameness. So that's the problem. People say, oh, we're not the same. We can't be equal. Nobody says we are the same. Equality and sameness are not the same. So when we talk about equality, we're talking about equality in value, equality in rights, equal rights, equal value, not equality like sameness. We are not all the
like
same.
she just said, equal rights, yeah. We are not all the same. I actually want to be constitutional here. Okay, let's talk about the law. Let's talk about Nigeria. Everything that makes up our society is governed by the constitution. Do you think the constitution or the main foundation of Nigeria has not given women that equal right to men?
Of course not.
No, facts, no, gigantic.
How? No. See, please. Thank God you do this.
Let me
with
give
facts.
you a practical example.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I'm a director of a school, and I also sit on the board of some other organizations.
Okay.
So I'm usually a member of the HR. So I usually would be there when they're interviewing people. Now, on several occasions, have I seen where we are interviewing people, and when it comes to the ladies' turn, they ask, "Are you married?" They don't ask that to the men.
Okay.
It's always the ladies, "Are you married?" And eventually, somehow, the final say or the final decision that they make on hiring people has to do with whether this person is married, the lady is married and has kids, and so maybe the kids will disrupt. Let's not consider her because
but that's
of
not a function of the country.
It's part of it. It's a function of.
It is a function of.
There's a mentality.
There's a mentality. And that mentality led to a lot of different things in the constitution, some of which have been changed recently. So I'll give like 5% credits, right? But take a look at this. In this country, in Nigeria, if a white man, like an American man, marries me and he says, "I like Nigerian culture, I want to become Nigerian," right? It is way more difficult for him to be granted citizenship by marriage.
Did you say way more difficult? It's not possible. It's not even it's not in our constitution. You can't give your husband this is 21st century, for crying out.
But if it's a white woman that marries a Nigerian man, because saying a man, yes, It's simple and easy. She becomes a citizen by
It's sad.
marriage. Meanwhile, we have the same Nigerian men that cannot tolerate this bullshit, looking for white women that they will use to collect green card, because then there are countries in this world that actually know what it is that they are doing. That's one example. There are so many more. There's this one where if you want to travel or something, they will not. They will ask you for, if you're married, maybe your husband has to sign or something.
And your children too.
Yeah, it's like,
you must,
but if you say man, nobody's asking you for all that. Oh, you want to travel? Are you ready? You have the money. All well and good. Let's go. So you want to tell me that that's fair? Constitutionally, a lot of things, like, my bro,
there's
let's not
everything
start.
wrong.
Now, look at this. Under the Marriage Act, parental consent for a minor's marriage must be the father's, with the mother's consent only acceptable if the father is deceased, absent, or incapacitated. As per the woman's brain is not functioning.
She's an appendage.
She's just, like she's just a tissue. Like we just need her for
childbearing.
Another one, labor law. The Labour Act prohibits women from working at night in most undertakings and from working underground in mines, with exceptions for certain professions like nurses and managers. There is no specific law against sexual harassment in the workplace. There's so much to list, though. There's so much to list. Now, Wait, hold on. You asked me a question.
Yes,
I'm giving you the answers, right? In the criminal code, a male who is indecently assaulted is seen as having a more serious offense than a female or a girl who is indecently assaulted. So that means a male who is indecently assaulted, they will say it's felony. But if you say girl, it's just misdemeanor. Why do you think so many men get away with rape?
Too many
daily.
Too many of them.
But let's not get into that, please. I just wanted to answer your question.
You've pointed out some areas of the law that you feel are sexist.
That's what I feel. I know. Research.
No. Yeah, research has said they are sexist. But don't you think it's just the country trying to keep the women safe?
Who sent you people message?
Sorry, what?
Just
the same.
Just to keep them safe.
Men are the ones who are actually killing and raping the women. Are the ones that I don't understand. Protecting us from what exactly?
Oh my God!
I don't get it.
Okay, so let me read this tweet out.
They've not finished protecting themselves. Now women will protect. This same men that. Well,
let me read this tweet out to you guys. Purple Thinker says that every day you lot come on here to announce that you are not feminists, like you are special. We are in Nigeria. Feminists are the minority. Nobody gives that you are not a feminist. So this is to talk about people that the feminist. Me, I'm not a feminist too.
Pick me. Let's talk about
do you
that.
understand? The pick me. Ah, Jesus, there is someone name I want to mention.
I was a teenager and I said that statement once and I regret it every day of my life. I even pray that God should help me brainwash whoever it is. Yeah. I said that because then, I said it from a place of obliviousness. I didn't actually know much, and the image that was painted to me as at that time of feminists are like all these women are always trying to fight men, like misandrists, right? So I was like, it was a conversation with like a group of my classmates. I'm like, I'm not a feminist. Oh my God, God should just help me use hypo to bleach those people's brains, because I can't believe I said that. Please,
I once said it too. I once said, but I didn't know what it was. So he asked me, are you a feminist, Grace? I said, no, I'm not.
And they always ask you with this look on their face, like,
yeah, like,
are you a feminist?
So immediately, I didn't know what it was, but the look on his face made me feel like this thing must be. So I said, no, I'm not. But when I got to my room that night, I checked them and I was like, okay, I'm a feminist. So when I got back to class the following day, I told him, I'm actually a feminist, So
now you guys have spoken about being proud feminists. Let's talk about people that do not want to be tagged as feminists, even understanding what it is. Maybe they misunderstood the concept, I don't know. But there are some people that they are all out to defend patriarchy. What do you have to say to them? Because they are very, very loud on it to pick me syndrome.
It's
I'm
fine.
not one of them.
Everybody has the right to be whatever they want to be. But I sincerely hope and pray that they see the light.
A lot of them, it's not their fault. It's what they were built into. Mm-hmm. First of all, we've already established that this is a men's world, right? So growing up, right, you have like girls that live in a household with maybe just one brother. They wake up on Saturday mornings and the house chores are distributed. The girls do a bulk of the house chores. And the guy is what? Maybe he may not even wash car, right? Or they'll say, oh yeah, gonna wash car. But the girl will do. He will even finish his own. 30 minutes, he's done. The ladies are there, 3 hours, they are still doing sanitation. They are raised in homes where they stay with their moms in the kitchen to cook, and then when dinner is served, they take it out, give the father, give the brother, go and give the brother his own plates in his room. That kind of person, nobody said anything direct, but those things make you feel like, okay, yeah, they are more superior to me. I answer to them. Except you have a very strong mind. Like, it's only a few girls that are able to say,
this doesn't make sense.
I'm a house helping. She, my brother. I've seen kids that are like, but my brother is lying down. Like, they literally say it. Yeah. And so the moms have said, oh yeah. You say, come now. And it's because a lot of our moms were also raised that way.
I was actually going there because
like, as normal.
On the long run, Africans feel this is what makes her become a good mother. So
what makes you become a good father?
That is it. Provision. They know that, okay, it is my son's role to provide.
But the funny thing
the funny thing is that while they were doing that, while they were training them, they were not training them to make money. Is that what you want to say?
It's not even that they were not training them to make money. They just end up putting a lot of pressure on them. But that's one thing.
And
what I was even going to talk about is the fact that they don't. A lot of them just raise the definition of men, which is provision. Meanwhile, the definition of any human being is to be a very well-rounded person. So be good character-wise. Do not cheat people. Be kind.
Okay.
Be able to provide for yourself. And the thing is that when you are able to really like hack sustainability for yourself, you're able to hack sustainability for a family, because then you figured out how to work your income and you know how to navigate all of that. And so when you bring one person into it, you're already scaling what needs to be done. And there are women that have raised families of 8 without any man's help. They didn't need any man to teach them, and that did not make them men. They were still women. There are a lot of them that they are still they still have like their, will I say, the things that make them feminine, the fun, the bubbling, they still have it, and they're able to cater to their children, send them to really good schools. So will you call that like making them like a man? No, you won't call it that.
I was going to mention that. So when you hear, you said provision, they raise their provision and all that. When people talk about it, I'm like, which provision, safe? Which provision? Really? From the moment I was born in life, or from the moment I started to understand life or see things, I've always seen women provide. My mom, my aunties, my grandmother. So it's new to me. When I got out of the house, of my sheltered home, and I started hearing provision, I'm like, this is something I saw my mom do.
Exactly.
So
I saw my dad do it. I saw my mom do it.
What is the issue? What is the issue?
Okay. So I made a statement once. Okay, there was this friend of mine that was trying to hook me up with another of his friend. And I was just asking several questions that I would have asked the girl on the first date. And I was like, guy, what is she? What does she do? I just asked a question. Oh, he told me she's on X, that she's an active user. And I asked him next, is she a feminist? Immediately he said, yes. I said, thank you. I don't want. So I also have that bias that, I don't think I want to be with a feminist. I don't even think I want to be friends with them.
That's very good compared to the guys who say they want. Then when they now finally hook you, then they destroy you entirely.
Oh my God.
My own reason for that was because I am of this opinion that feminists on X just hate men. And I have seen it.
It's not invalid.
I have seen it. So this concept of feminist hate
do you
men,
know that I don't blame people that hate? You see this misandry?
Now, okay, you don't
I honestly can relate. Imagine growing up and you are constantly denied so many things because you are not male. No, let's put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel? Of course, you will hate the people that are.
You hate the people that always make you feel like you are less.
I honestly don't blame these misandrists. Honestly,
see, the thing is,
I don't blame them.
For anybody, there's no human being that will be put into a box and will not react.
Honestly,
it takes a lot of self-control, right? For you to experience the level of hate that some of these women have experienced and not develop hatred for men, right? You have to heal from that. You have to heal from that.
So this is your advice to feminists?
No, you can't say feminists, because a lot of people that are feminists actually border on misandry, right? And again, it's because of the different things that they have been subjected to. It's not like they just woke up one day and said, I hate men. Like, do men think that when a woman says, I'm a feminist, do you think that she just woke up one day and said,
and decided I'm a feminist?
We did not cook this thing up. We did not imagine it. It's because constantly we have seen women being told that you cannot do this because you're a woman. Or we've seen women that they will work in a place 10 years, 15 years, they will not get promotion. And somebody that just graduated uni 5 years ago will get promoted to COO or a managerial position because they are men. Meanwhile, these women have been holding down the fort in those companies for a long time, but not given the same privileges because they are women, and there's already a stereotype. They've been holding down the fort, though. They are ignored. So it's not delusional. It was not cooked up. And this is I even gave a corporate example. How about women that young girls that want to chase like certain dreams?
I say because she's not a boy.
I
want to. We'll come back to your experience here. I want us to streamline this conversation. You said you don't blame feminists that hate men.
I didn't say feminists. I said feminists are feminists.
Okay. Just like you know, feminists someone like what's that Twitter guy, Andrew Tate, for being misandrist.
Yeah, I honestly don't blame him.
Relate to him. But the funny thing is, this smelly double standard that men have,
double
right?
standard that
funny.
irritates me.
They brag about Andrew Tate. So remember, me and no be Andrew Tate is in a whole song, right? And there are guys that say, I better go, I be Andrew Tate, and my blah, blah, blah. You have guys retweeting what Andrew Tate tweets, right? But you don't see women saying, once a guy says something, they say, hey, women don't even give men this gender hates. Like the women that hates men, but generally once people hear feminism or feminist, your body
or you see when a woman is defending the rights of a particular woman, then they start chipping in. Oh, men too are this. Are you saying that men are? I'm like, hello, get out. It's not about you. Like, just go.
As it is, it's really not about you. And the funny thing is, this double standard is irritating to the point where somebody is calling, like she said, somebody is calling out something that was done unjustly to a lady, and then these men, they come out and they talk, and then when it's the other way around, if a woman should come and talk now, they say, oh, you women are so emotional, it's not that deep, oh, blah 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 blah. The boy child. Last year, did you see all the noise about the way we do the girl child day, the boy child day?
Yeah.
And then a lot of women were not posting, say, oh, you women don't. Is it men that post girl child day? You men post it. If 5,000 men start to post,
that particular thing, it annoys me. So many, I can't count how many guys have come to my DM to say, you are doing a nice job, but when are you going to start doing something for them? I'm like, bro, if you want anybody to do anything for boys,
start it yourself.
But you to do your own. I'm doing my own for my gender. If you feel that boys need to be spoken for or catered to, go ahead and do it. Nobody's stopping you.
Because it's not invalid. Like, we'll be honest and we'll say it's not invalid.
Always bring themselves in the picture.
Into it. It's like
the
you
world
guys
doesn't revolve
want
around
to be the center of our attention so bad, and you already are, right? Like, I mean, a lot of things are already favorable for men more than. And the thing is that these men will come out and
wait, see, when you talk about favor, when you talk,
what you're about to say. I know where you're going. Oh, the world, women get access to so many things
because they want to sexualize them. That's why they
more
give
often
women
than
this
not.
favor.
If a man should give a woman a favor, it's not because of what he wants.
No,
it's not because of what he wants to take.
Let's not do that.
Hey, they have finally hijacked this episode from me.
We did not.
But we're coming back because they are bullying me right now.
Nobody is bullying you.
Yemi Yahoo, also Kakashi_14 on X, posted, he said, feminists in Nigeria are misleading women into thinking that marriage isn't an achievement. That they shouldn't cook for men, that submission is off the table, and that they shouldn't let men marry them. This is the message that Nigerians feel feminists are passing. Or let me say, this is the message that feminists are passing. So they claim marriage will ruin your career, but the truth is, these feminists secretly want to get married too. They want to cook for their husband and have sex just like every other married couple. It is time for some Nigerian women to wake up, because marriage is the greatest achievement in a woman's life. Guy, why did you end it with that statement?
Oh, he already put you in trouble.
Why did you make that? But you heard what he said. Don't take the last statement. Take it from the beginning.
Your brain is in the gutter. And I'll say it again. Whether you take it serious or not, you need to dry clean your brain with special vacuum and bleach. Because marriage is the greatest achievement in a woman's life. Makes it so easy for these men to also say it's in a man's nature to cheat. Right? Because then at the end of the day, if marriage is not the greatest achievement in a man's life, likewise, then he can do whatever he wants to do, even if he decides to get married. And it's this very disgusting mentality that leads some men to think they are the prize.
You see, the problem I have with a lot of these Nigerian guys, a lot of these guys, is that they are just so closed-minded. No matter what you do, if you like, open their brains and try to put the truth in it. They just don't want, they are set on a particular thing and that's it. So you see that feminists are talking about issues and they come to bring in, funny interpretations. You hate men. Because we are fighting the system does not mean that we hate the people who are benefiting from the system. We are simply trying to pull down the system. So when you see these things and then they say, oh, it's because they don't like men, so they shouldn't marry.
When you talk about...
That's not true.
When you talk about system a lot, I find it very difficult to understand the system. Yeah, I just feel this is social interaction that we're talking about here.
It's a system.
Yes, exactly. Everything is a system, right? You wake up in the morning, you have your bath, you go to work, you come back. It's a system you build for yourself. So that's a micro system in your space. Now, society at large and the way it works, a boy and a girl are giving birth to. They grow up, they start school, they learn, they play and all of that. In that one, they are doing different things at home and they are being told that there's a way they are supposed to do something. That is a system. A girl is growing up and she's conditioned to at least finish school, because now school is more embraced now in a bulk of Nigeria. It's only in some places that they still don't care. They will still marry you out at 13. But school is embraced now. So a girl finishes school and then you finish school by 20 and they're already telling you, when are you bringing your husband? Meanwhile, the guy on average, they are telling you, keep working hard. You have till like 30 to figure your life out, and then you can think of marriage. Like that's the system. Those are the tenets that have already made that system.
So it's there.
And that
it's
system
a structure.
Is valuing
when you make your free choice, let's say that system is there. When you, as a woman now, you make your free choice that, okay, no, I'm not marrying 25, I'm not marrying.
They will turn you to prayer points.
So and these people.
But you still have the freedom of your choice. You've chosen it.
No, you don't, because they are calling you out on it.
Yes, and they are putting you under pressure and calling you names like ugly, angry, feminist, angry, man hater.
You will never see a man. You will never get a man with your attitude just because you have chosen. Like, the point is, I want to make. Do you know that there are guys that there are men that make choices. I know someone, right? Bless his heart, is getting married December.
Okay.
He is very old, technically, right? He has been single for a very long time. He's getting married. He's like mid 40s, like 47, right? And technically, if it was a woman, should have turned to a prayer point. He was not a prayer. In fact, he's my family friend though. Family around us, they will be like hailing him that this guy doesn't even want to go. Oh, he's just always chilling. But like they hype him like that. But you will never see a woman, even if the woman is the calmest person on earth. I have an auntie, she's unmarried. She's extremely gentle and warm and sweet.
They will tag her.
They still call her.
They say she has bad character.
Yes, they
that's
say
why she's not married. That's
why she has not seen husband. They don't treat men that way. They don't treat men that way. So you cannot, even if, no matter how you try to like paint it like, women have like the freedom of choice. So they don't put you in the box. The box does not have, like, the box doesn't have to be defined for it to be a box. It's still a box because everybody is telling you, when will you marry, right? You still have like your mom, even if nobody else is saying anything to you, you still have your mother telling you, please.
So when we try to break these systems, people tend to say that because it is benefiting men.
Yeah.
Imagine you are sitting somewhere and somebody comes to pull it off your
chair. Exactly.
You're sitting on a chair and somebody's coming to pull it off you.
Okay.
You will hate the person who is trying to pull it off you. You don't like it. So the chair was supposed to be for you. Now, feminism basically is tearing down the patriarchal system that is benefiting the men. Right? So the men now begin to feel that they are fighting them, and it's not them.
Okay. You said something very, very important, which is feminism is all about the freedom of choice and having a free society where you can enjoy the choice you've made, right? Now we're talking about this guy from his tweet. He started with talking about women who, feminists are teaching women that you cannot get married, you cannot submit to your husband, you cannot cook for your husband, you cannot do this, and most ladies are now listening to them, and yet Hallelujah Challenge, they will tell you that it is women that are looking for husband there. When you get to what's it called, Shiloh, beginning of the year, now women they fool and what are they praying for? Most of the time
They will
tell
even
you,
carry the man's picture.
they'll take men's picture there and tell you that, Jesus, why you don't they late to? I never see person marry. So now women are doing that by themselves
because of the seeking companionship factor. Like I said, there is nobody that would not seek companionship. The only issue is women have been conditioned a lot of the times to feel like men are the prize. And so you find women wanting to even sell themselves for cheap or making it, a really big deal. There's nothing wrong in wanting something and praying for it. The issue is when you feel like you can do without it, but then they want to impose it on you. So there are women that are looking for husbands. Oh, well and good. Congratulations to them. It's fine, right? I want to get married myself. But if I decide today that... I said it. I want to get married myself. I'm a lover girl, right? But if I decide today that...
Do you know marriage?
Hold on now. If I decide today that... right now, I'm going to just put off this marriage thing and just keep focusing on my goals and all of that. I'll think about it a lot later. And by the time I'm like 29, 30, everybody around me is asking me, when are you getting married? Like... why do they have to ask me that? Nobody really asks men that, right? The problem isn't that women want to get married or that they don't want. The problem is making them feel like men are an achievement or getting married is an achievement. That's where the issue is. Like, you cannot center. That's why this year you'd have seen a lot of movement around decentering men. Like, they've been telling girls, decenter men means take them away from thinking that that's your purpose, right? That's the thing that you're supposed to achieve. There are bigger goals. If as a lady, your goal, right, is to build a home and nurture your kids, congratulations to you. Yeah. But the thing is, more often than not, a lot of girls even forget about they don't even think they're supposed to have dreams, right? They don't even think, they feel like, okay, let me just go to school. What did I study? I studied biology. I'll be working in a lab. If I can see husband, I'll marry the husband. Girls are not taught to really think outside the box and, become CEOs and all of that, especially in the Nigerian system. So when we tell girls, decenter men, it's not to say, don't want to fall in love. Want it if you want to, but think outside of that. Your life is not supposed to be all about, let me find a man and get married and be
okay, very good. Yeah, you've talked about all this marriage, submission to husband. Let us be sincere with ourselves. Religion is a major tool for social construct, because let me use the Christian community as an example. Now, they tell you that the best virtue you can have as a woman is to be a submissive woman in your home, for your parents, to your husband, to his in-laws. Be submissive, kneel down 55 times when they come to visit you, and so on like that. So religion plays a big role in what women are complaining. So some say, can feminism survive in a religious society like Nigeria? Because we need to be sincere. If these are the teachings and yet they will not change.
Should I ask you a question?
So you know what?
Ma, please talk.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
For me, a lot of people say religion is a problem, but I don't think it is. Do you know why? Because a lot of these men pick what benefits them. For example, this same Bible that says women should submit also says that a man who doesn't provide for his family is worse than an infidel. This same Bible says that men should love their wives as Christ loved the church and gave his life up for her. Mm-hmm. Now, how many men would you see pick that scripture and say, because Christ loved the church and died for the church, I must die for my wife? No. When something happens, they will be the first to fly out the window. That's one. Two, how many men, excuse me, do you see these days now that are clamoring to actually provide for their homes? Many of them instead are clamoring for 50-50.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
so
that is what the feminists have.
No. If we want to use religion,
equality, and the men are bringing it.
If you want to use religion as a basis,
let's use religion.
You want the lady to come and submit.
Since we are doing religion,
do everything that you are supposed to do.
Since you want to do religion, women should submit. No problem. You too, do your own. Using the same religion as basis.
It still goes back to what you guys are fighting against.
It's the same basis.
The submission, the rule over.
Meanwhile, I'm a feminist, yes, but my husband will do 100 and I'm doing 0. Are we happy now?
But that's against feminism. You want to be part of this.
No, feminism doesn't say that women should do 50-50. No, with their husbands. No. Feminism says that women should have the right, the freedom to choose what they want.
Exactly.
If I want 100-0, yes. If I want 90-10, that's
as long as the person that you're with is okay with it. As long as you guys can meet in the middle and say, and like you
100-0.
Yes, real.
Dear future husband.
5,001%. And the thing is, I like when men bring up the submission argument. It's very beautiful because I want to back her up here. I had to go open what the Bible says about love, because the Bible says, wives, submit to your husbands, right? And then the Bible also says, men, love your wives. I feel like men just say, but I love her now. No, you don't love her. Let me give you the definition of love, so that the next time you want to pull out, wait, hold on. The next time you want to pull out submission, you look at this. The Bible says love is what? Patient. Love is kind. Love is selfless. Love is not boastful. Yeah. Love is sacrificial. 1 out of 100 Nigerian men
you can't see
do
that.
not even understand that love is sacrificial. Well, do you know what they think sacrifice is? They think sacrifice is waking up early in the morning
and going to work and providing. Meanwhile, the money what?
Meanwhile, what? That's sacrifice now.
No, it's not sacrifice, because
that's
you know why?
playing his part.
And
that is what the society still expects of every man. There's a certain pressure. There's a certain pressure
money on themselves compared to the woman who sits at home and is at the mercy of the man. He can decide to spend the money he makes, he keeps some for himself. So what is sacrificial
but the notion of him sacrificing is not the same as a man who actually wants
to. If I not go work.
So that's just me. That's just a bad husband. I'm talking about
what bad husband?
That's just a bad husband.
Oh my
that's
God.
just a bad husband.
Who is a bad husband?
You said the man that will go out, sacrifice himself, and still come out if he chooses to spend on the family.
No, I didn't say that. I mean, he can, of course, when he goes out, he provides for family, right? He can
spend
like some of the money for himself.
I think you're missing that choice.
Okay.
He has the choice of deciding to spend the money by himself. But the lady is already put in a box of her role. And
so if a woman makes money, she doesn't have the choice.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about traditional roles. Like if we're fixing on the traditional roles where the woman has to submit, maybe be the nurturer, and she's at home doing everything that she's supposed to do and everything. Like she's not even giving the semblance of a choice. That's okay.
If she wants something, she can't get it by herself.
Like
but
she
the man,
has to wait for the man to give me money, or we want to cook soup. There's no. If I should bring the personal stories around me today, we will sleep here. We will sleep here. We'll wake up. We'll continue.
So according to you, feminism and religion can coexist perfectly.
Yes, they can.
Feminism and marriage can coexist.
Yes.
Feminism and submission to your husband can coexist.
Christian, Holy Spirit, born again, spirit-filled, and I'm a feminist. Exactly. Jesus was a feminist. Let me shock you. So, yes, he was.
And you know, the men also.
But people argue that he had 11 disciples.
Let me tell you. Is it
11 or 12?
I like that argument.
11.
You know why? Why I like it?
Back in
those days, in the medieval age, according to the culture, then women were not allowed to go out. That was what happened. It's not because Jesus said, I can't have women on my board. Okay. No, it's because according to tradition back then, women could not be seen outside. So it was just simply.
That was patriarchy.
That was the.
That's just the feminist.
The same Jesus that rose from the dead, and the first person he showed himself to women.
Yes.
Do you think that Jesus did not know what he was doing?
What are you telling me?
What?
He knew what was important. Jesus says he was the one who said that give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. He can't just come and disrupt
the way things were.
The tradition. Follow through, but then he didn't. It didn't show that he was truly a lover of women. Look at the woman he actually saved from being stoned to death. If you are not a sinner, stone her. That's not something that would never have happened back then. So he was a feminist. Yeah, religion and feminism can coexist.
So from everything you've said now, you've said a lot, but I still keep hammering on the fact that, or what I feel I've learned from this conversation is that feminism is mostly about the freedom of choice, the freedom you have to choose what you want to do.
Exactly. Not being put in a box. Mm-hmm.
Don't be put in the box. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But some people will still say, and I mean feminist, what most people say online is what they derive from what this feminist has said, what this other feminist has said. They said women or feminists want to be the same as man. Feminists want to be men. They want to be equal with men.
Why on earth?
Is it possible? I just want to ask that question. Is it possible?
As you said it, I imagine myself like
what the?
Why do I want to be a man?
Nah.
Like, what is appealing
Exactly.
about being a man?
It is not the physical appearance of a man. That is transgender.
In every way.
Role and what it means to be a man.
Pressure that men go. I don't
You don't want the pressure that men go.
I don't care. I don't want it. I don't want. So why would I? Why
this pressure? Do you know that? Is you would have put it on yourself? You get.
So why are feminists not complaining? Why?
They want
a bit of the pressure.
No.
That pressure.
That is what you guys want.
We want the freedom to do. Let me give you an example.
We want to do.
We were doing a building. We are still doing it. A building project at the school. Now I'm the one in charge of it because I'm one of the directors, right? So whenever we have artisans come around, and I am there. There was a day I was with my man. We went together and. This is a guy who just came into Shagamu just now to see me. The next thing you guys will do is sideline me.
Start talking to the man.
Chairman, EBT. And they were talking. I'm like, hello. Who have you guys been related? I don't understand. Are you put normal? Who have you guys been related? Who will pay you? Oh, yeah, now go and meet him to give you the money. You get, like, these are some of the issues we're talking about.
So there was already this automatic notion that, boy, I need to fund the share ilele. Like, they already had that. And it's normal.
What feminism is fighting, or what feminists are fighting, is not because we want to be like men. No, I don't want, I like to be pampered like as a woman, right? So we're not interested in being like men. We are fighting for the freedom, the rights to do what we want to do and not be treated like, look at what those men did.
Exactly.
Because I'm a woman.
I've been in that position severally, right?
What kind of stupid...
I want to deal with like a particular situation, or I'm even like dealing with the situation already, and then like maybe my friend comes, like a guy comes. For example, we have guys in this studio. Say there is somebody working here on this compound, right? And I'm the one talking to the person and telling the person what to do. There are situations where maybe Cephas, who is the director, comes on board, and then they're like, they start talking to him. Like, they don't even ask questions. I don't even need to say, okay, you guys, this is the director. Automatically, they assume this is the person that they are supposed to talk to. This is, even when I'm the one paying for what it is. Like, they don't even, there's this automatic disregard. So as a lady, I'm not trying to say, oh, yes, dobale for me. I don't need that.
I just want to be seen. That's all.
You're already dealing with me. It's very disgusting and disrespectful for you to want to shift it to a man, because automatically your brain has perceived the person to be the one in charge. Meanwhile, the person just is literally just passing by, right? It's normal. You see women that are leading projects many times. Because of this thing, they don't want to have to deal with it, and so they hire a man to manage and oversee,
to be the face of the project. That's so
rubbish. The project can be carried out the way it's supposed to. It's not supposed to happen.
Really sad.
So feminists are not saying yes, I want to be a man. We're saying I want to be that, like, if
humans.
I'm doing, yes, exactly. The respect that you should accord a human being
just
is what should be accorded.
Let me be seen as a human, not because I'm not an appendage.
You know that feminism, it's sweet the way we are talking about it. I mean, the way you guys are going, it is very, very interesting. I didn't even say something and I made mention of it earlier in the episode. Oh, you are enjoying it. Oh yeah, now subscribe. Yes, thank you. Like the video also if you never like her. Do that.
I'm begging in the name of God.
So I did even say something some days back. She said if you are broke, you don't have a right to be feminist, and which is a general notion that if anybody call themselves feminist, maybe they're already making money in hard currency. They have money, they're educated. That is who they believe to be feminist. Let us talk about all those Iyaloja in Balogun Market, in Kano. What do you think feminism is to them, and what do you think they can do about their feminism? Because we believe that those ones are actually the African women. Some men want to marry, they'll tell you that they are traveling to Katanga to go and pick their wife. They are going back to their native towns to go and pick their wife because they believe that the educated ones are the feminists. I don't want them.
And so they want the kind of woman that they will turn into a puppet and a rag doll. The woman that they will say, oh, do this, and she'll say, yes, sir. Do that, and she'll say, yes, sir. Because that's literally what I understood, except maybe I misunderstood.
I mean, I'm not the one that do those things.
Can you now see why?
You see that you are able to
I'm not married now. No, I'm not married now. So you cannot ask me why they choose.
Can you see why men want the patriarchy?
Do I want to get married?
Exactly. Can you see?
That's the reason why they removed education from girls, because they know that when women start getting educated, this is what's going to happen.
First off, Ade's first quote was, "You can't be a feminist if you are broke." And I feel like that statement was taken out of context. And the reason I said it's taken, I'm not defending the statement because I don't know the girl, so I will not defend that. But I feel like it was taken out of context. And what she meant was, in the sense of, you know how a lot of girls these days would want to milk a man, right, and get all that they can get from a man. And so, if the man says, "Come to my house, come and cook for me," they will gladly go because they want iPhone 12 or iPhone 15 or whatever, right? And so I think that was where that statement was coming from. Like, all these girls are coming online to say feminism. Most of them cannot be actual feminists because at the end of the day, they answer to men who are giving them money. I feel like that's what she meant. And the thing is, it's not true because those girls are shooting our gender in the leg, if we're going to be right. Like, if we're going to be like honest, right? Those girls that always the gold diggers. I call myself a gold digger, but
yeah,
I call myself a gold digger, but you get
badge.
Thank you. So I'm talking about, the girls that the Pablos, the Pablo wives, and all of that. They still want to just make us look very bad sometimes. But this particular statement is not actually factual. You can be broke and still be a feminist because, again, it's about the access to what it is that you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, without anybody telling you, "Oh, you don't have money. Instead of you to go and marry, you are trying to go to school." No, if my parents cannot send me to school and I'm a 16-year-old girl and I decide to hawk pure water for 4 years without thinking of marriage so that I can afford to go to school, let me do that. I don't want somebody to have to tell me, "Oh, your parents don't have money now." In fact, it's the parents that are broke, that we even end up marrying off the girl a lot of times so that they can collect bride price and have some form of stability. The funny thing is, bride price will not even last up to 6 months and they would have spent to finish and then they'll go back to being poor again. And it all boils down to poverty mentality. For you to be a feminist, it's not about the opportunities and the access that you have. You don't have to be financially stable for you to be a feminist. Feminism is understanding that as a human being, as a girl, or as a boy, or whatever it is that you are, you have the power of will to want to do what you want to do. Like, they should not tell you that because you are a girl, you should make your life go a certain direction. Yeah. Do what you want to do. And if you decide and say, okay, you want to prostitute, it's your choice, right? If you decide and say you want to be an engineer and you don't have the financial means to do it because you are, again, broke or your family is broke, but you are determined to do it. There are so many testimonies now. You see people that really work hard and they end up applying for scholarships and they even get these scholarships, right? Meanwhile, their fathers wanted to marry them off. So that statement was, but again, it was also reasonably misunderstood. There are some feminists that are misandrists.
How do you now separate it?
It is the responsibility of every individual. See, I see feminism.
It is a problem of feminism because people are having a wrong concept.
People are having a wrong conception, a wrong understanding of it because they want to have a wrong understanding of it.
No, maybe they are not doing enough to explain.
We have explained.
No. When you have misandries that are louder than feminists.
Google is your friend. At this juncture in my life, and I've gone to a point in my life where I'm not schooling anybody again. If you want to know about feminism, go to Google. Because
wait, you're fighting for you are on the receiving end here. You're fighting to get back up. You're fighting for an equal society. You are fighting the people that actually you believe owe the society here. This is what you want to do. But there are some set of you that are making those people that you want to fight against feel all of you are doing rubbish.
What do you expect?
Meanwhile,
me that I'm a feminist that is not now a misandrist, I should not come and say, oh, don't listen to this, my sister. Oh, what she's saying is rubbish.
This is what you should do because they are tainting the old image of feminism.
What image?
No. Wait.
Image? No. No, I mean,
right.
because you are really shalaye this now. I don't even want you to over shalaye it.
I just
There's no
did
need.
create
Let me-
scenario, and our society is telling you that everybody
See,
on X now believes that
What?
anyone who calls herself a feminist is a misandrist.
That's their
because
business.
they don't want to
Now, them
understand.
sabi.
It is not about not wanting to
I don't
understand.
care.
It's about
I don't-
what we have seen.
I don't care
Let's-
anymore.
let's
At this
just-
juncture, if you don't
let's take it to
understand it, you are
base.
dull. If you don't, you are dull. I can help you.
Let's take
If
it
you
to
are
base.
dull.
Let's take it to base.
Okay.
Somebody tells you that you said culture, right? So let's use culture as a term. What is culture? Culture is a way of life of a group of people. That's the definition that they told us,
Yeah.
right? But then you now hear somebody come and tell you that no, culture is not a way of life of a group of people. Culture is the way of life of one person.
Okay.
That person that said it is a misandrist. Now you see different people coming and saying no, culture can be for just one person instead of the way of life of a group of people. Does it mean that the original meaning of culture in itself changes? Yeah. No. The meaning of culture in itself remains what it is. Now, if somebody totally new has never heard of the word culture, when they come, they are not supposed to say, oh, they are, when they see that there's a meaning here and there's a meaning there, would they say, oh, but these people are confusing me? No. You go and do your own research. Nobody needs to sit down and school you.
God bless you.
We cannot be schooling people
no,
every day. Don't get
I'm done schooling. See, when you keep schooling
when you see
them,
a socialist, that wants to make you a socialist, the socialist will explain to you why you should be a socialist. What socialism is all about.
But you know there are women doing it.
I've done it in the past. I've explained and explained. Some of these people are there.
It is not my duty to understand. You are fighting for something. Wait.
It's not
It's not your duty to understand.
That's your business.
The battle is lost.
That's your business.
Calm down. No, it is not my battle to win.
It is not
my battle to win.
Bro,
I'm not saying this.
is already being won.
You have daughters.
The battle is already being won, whether you like it or not.
Listen. Now, this is a conversation of what the society is viewing or what we can see in our society.
Okay.
I'm saying this for a fact. If you're a Gen Z or a millennial and you are online, you would really believe that anybody who calls themselves a feminist is a misandrist. Because see the misconceptions that we have. See the misconceptions that we have about feminists in Nigeria. I've spoken about women they believe feminists cannot marry. They believe feminists should not submit. They believe feminists want to be the same as men. This is what the society believes. Yes, this platform is going to define feminism. This is what we're doing. We're helping feminism. Now, do you think it's the society role to come to feminists that you guys are saying something I don't understand, or it is your own role to go and say this set of people who are misandrists that are faking themselves to be like us?
Well, you know what?
Because we still sound reasonable to you people.
We are not going to waste our time doing that.
It is your duty. It is not the society that is fighting for feminism.
No, we're not going to waste our time.
It is feminists that are fighting for feminism.
Rather than waste my time.
A society that as okay, you talked about culture, you talked about morality. That is how the society has been.
No.
Now you want to fight for it. Take the role, take the bull on the horn, and fight for feminism. Don't leave it for the misandry.
I will not waste my time and my energy trying to say, oh, misandries are bad. Don't listen to them. No, there are other things to fight about. There are other things, there are issues.
The men are applauding you for
young
that.
girls that are being married off every single day at the age of 7. You think that we have time to come and be schooling people?
No. Wait. You are fighting for them, right? You're fighting for them.
Hold on. Number 2 is that I really like that you're choosing to ignore the myriads of women on Twitter every day and on social media platforms actually schooling men on feminism. See, check comment sections on where people are really schooling men and trying to help men understand what feminism really is. And you still see those disgusting misogynistic men in the comment
All
section.
I'm saying is don't stop.
They're very funny. Somebody should be trying to. I should continue to try to hit coconut and
you will open their head and pour it inside. They
will still
not
remove it. They will not understand. That's number 1.
They still will not listen.
Hold on. I also really like this because when you say it's the women that are fighting for feminism, it's really beautiful because then you also see that your daughter or your sister will look for opportunities that they very, very well deserve and they are very, very well qualified for, but it's going to be taken away from them. Why? Because men like you don't believe that is also your fight. Do you know that men are supposed to be feminists too? Do you know that? Do you know that?
I have no issues. I have no issues with
feminism. And automatically, I've said it 5 times and I'll say it again.
They become defensive.
It just rises.
So
it
defensive.
Needs to, because feminism is not saying that women want to be above men. It's saying that treat us like human beings. Don't treat us like we're lesser. That's why I was talking to somebody the other day, and he said men and women are not equal. Men and women can never be equal. What? Do you agree? You agree, Abby? Because I'm seeing your face.
Equality is a mirage. I don't.
Oh, so sweet. But do you know that
Equality is a mirage. I don't believe
It's
in it.
happening already.
men and women are equal? No,
It's happening
chill.
already.
Men
So
and women
you
are
guys
equal.
will be fine.
And it's just really nice because when you people hear men and women are equal, I mean, you people automatically think maybe physical strength. You think, oh, because men are more logical. You start to think, all this disgusting limited. You people have such a limited
Very
criteria
dull,
of what you think makes you more superior.
Dull.
What is
what's
a
it
human
called?
being? Humans are some
Definition.
of the most complex yet simple beings. Right? If we sit down to start breaking a human being down, there are so many different areas that you could break. See, there's some things that men, and I'm not even talking about childbirth, because that's what a lot of women even pull out into the cards. Childbirth is very, very valid, and no man would survive it. But moving on. I'm not going to put childbirth into it. I'm even going to talk about other things that make a human being. You people don't think that those things are strengths, right? Men will tell you, oh, we men are simple. Yes, maybe. But you are so simple that you are small-minded and close-minded. And so it's very difficult for you people to understand that things don't have to be this way. Like, that's why when we say women and men are equal, it's because we have different strengths and weaknesses. That's why at the beginning, I painted two different guys for you. And I said, even as guys, that you people think you are the same. As the same as you are, you have different strengths and weaknesses. You host this podcast with a guy.
Yeah.
If there were two of your type of person on this podcast will not be doing as well as it is. But because there are two different people with different strengths, you guys are able to balance it up. But if I ask you people, you have your strength, you have your weaknesses. Your co-host has his strength and has his weaknesses. But if I ask you, are David and Spike equal? You say yes, they are equal. Because at the end of the day, you see automatically your brain does not see it as equal in terms of strengths. You just look at it like we're equal in terms of being human beings. We have different values that we bring to the table. Right? So that's the way you're supposed to look at women. Are men and women equal? Women have the values that they bring. So as the value of a human being and in their purpose, they are equal with men. Right? Nobody is coming. I cannot lift the same weight that a man can lift. What does it make me lesser than him as a person? No.
Okay.
It's simple. But people's brains can't even wrap around it.
I understand
crazy.
the concept of feminism very, very well. But the conversation I'm bringing to you now is that misandries are giving the larger audience a misconception of what feminism should be.
Do you know that men are greatly contributing to that?
And they are the loudest.
Do you know that men are greatly contributing to that?
Men will surely contribute to that because it's a war against them.
No, it's not against them. Don't you get it?
It's against the system.
Oh my goodness, it's a war for women.
It's a war. Oh, it's not against, but it's for women.
It's a
war for women.
No woman wants any man. No woman wants it to be that.
Because
I've explained it before. When you are sitting on that chair now, you're sitting on that chair, and I come and pull it off your butt.
Yeah.
It will affect you. You will fall.
Yeah.
Now you will feel it's like a personal attack on you, but it's not you. I want to get the chair off.
At the end of the day, do you have legs?
We are trying to fight the system that is benefiting men. You think it's about you. It's not about you.
Okay.
It's about the system.
Good.
And the funny thing is, again, we've said this time and time again.
Please talk about misandries because they are the influencers. They are the influencers. You have to talk about
you before. I don't see.
They are different.
I told you before.
Need to see here. What I believe feminists should be now is, or what will help feminism now is, pick up a fight against misandries.
Never.
I will not lie and say that fighting men and fighting the system isn't intertwined in some aspects, right? And the only reason it's intertwined is because, again, it's a men's world, right? And so in the course of trying to fight this system, like there's no system you're trying to fight that there won't be, there won't be loose ends. There will definitely be loose ends, right? But feminists cannot come out and start fighting against those loose ends because our end goal is way bigger than that. So imagine the feminists that are in different pockets of Nigeria and Africa trying to actually take reasonable change. Imagine them coming online to now start bashing every little misandrist that is coming out to preach men hate. It's not going to be effective because at the end of the day, our long-term goal is way bigger than that. Now, the thing is this: as the goal of feminism keeps progressing, right, and keeps getting achieved, and we see girls that are not, and we're able to break girls from certain circles and certain systems and break them out of it. Those misandrists, a lot of them will align, but not all of them. Just as there are men that are not misogynists, but there are a lot of men that are misogynists. There's nothing, if not, why don't you guys pick up a mic and start preaching against your misogyny? Misogynists are a lot. There are actually a lot. A lot more than misandrists, in fact. A lot more than, a lot of men see women as pieces of meat and nothing more than that. But the men that don't see women as that, do they come outside and start saying, oh, men, treat your wives like this? No, they don't. Because at the end of the day, every man just wants to thrive in themselves.
And then they'll call them simps, so they would rather just keep mute.
Yes,
so
exactly.
why are you now telling
So
me
is
to
that the
tell
excuse why men are not really into the feminist movement?
Probably, I don't know.
Probably.
I guess.
Because a lot of men would even be ashamed. A lot of men that really believe in feminism would be ashamed to come out and talk about it.
Yes, because they will insult them.
Exactly. So. But at the end of the day, feminism at its core it helps both genders. It's again, do you know how many men, like, just in this generation, you can see men that boldly say they are stay-at-home fathers.
Yes.
Why? It's feminism.
Yes.
It's because feminism has helped to take genders out of a box to a degree. And so we cannot say that, okay, so those feminists should now come and start fighting misandries. There's no time for that.
There's no time.
The misandries will align eventually. It's a consequence of the feminist movement. And over time, they would align.
There will always be extremists in every system.
Always. Like even in religion, in systems, in anything.
There will always be extremists. There. It's fine. They can practice it. And frankly, I do not blame them.
Okay, so this is going to be a question to you. Do you think social media has helped feminism, the movement of feminism?
Yes, it has.
Yeah. But I also feel like it has largely caused a lot of harm in the sense of...
Thank you very much.
Human beings, we like to think what we think, like the way our minds are. And so when we see something that reinforces that or that goes against it, we react strongly. So if as a guy, I see things a certain type of way and a feminist comes and says, oh no, we women, we want to be able to do this too. Automatically, I'm like, what's this one say? And if as a guy, I agree, when I see it, I'm like, yeah, makes sense, right? So it's normal. Human beings we're very defensive based off of what we believe. And so because of the saturation of information on like the media space, it's very normal that there's a lot of disadvantages to misandrists, like making noise. And you know when they say bad news sells fast, it's the same with misandry, right? You see a lot of ladies preach feminism on social media, but it doesn't go viral. Like when a misandrist comes out to say something about men hate, it's normal. It's normal. But will you say that the 20 people that actual feminists preach to, would you say that it doesn't matter? No, the numbers still matter because what they said, 20 people saw it, and you don't know in those 20 people, the people that actually read it and like, okay, yes, this is achievable, this is possible. I will start to treat my sister with more respect. I'll start to treat my girlfriend with more regard as a human being.
So basically, this conversation goes deep down into our everyday life, our culture, things that we need to change in our culture. I mean, there are so many people that don't even want to listen to Peter Edochie say anything because they believe that man
Peter or Yul Edochie?
The father.
Okay. The uncle.
Do you understand? So there are a lot of people that will say that man, I dislike. I don't want to use that strong word here. I dislike him for so many reasons. But we are building a society whereby men and women can coexist with equal opportunity. Let me allow them.
An equal right.
Allow.
No, so you don't think I'm always against you or I'm against the concept of
Another thing I think we should address is performative feminism, right? I feel like that's also one of the things that is shooting feminism as a goal, right? Feminism as a fight, pushing it like the wrong way, right? So you see a lot of people create content and have like 500k followers, 1 million followers because everybody knows them to be feminists. And people that know these people on a personal level will not come and say, I saw her, she doesn't behave like this. It reminds me of this girl, Fisayo Longe, that designer, this thing. She's a non-feminist, right? When she came out and said, she was engaged, everybody started bringing all the tweets that she may have tweeted and everything. No one said, when she said, I do not rate men. And I remember that being like a whole trend. And I'm like, but this thing is not that deep. She got engaged, and so does it diminish her fight for when she says she does not rate
Or even
men?
Ife that recently got married. They said she's a feminist, and I'm like, feminists don't hate.
Don't hate
I'm
men.
a core feminist, and I want to get married someday. Nobody says feminists don't hate men.
They don't hate men. So it's
just.
I know that
it's just funny when they say that. I feel like people that say that are quite dull,
Actually, I agree. It's like they don't understand.
It's on Google. There's information on Google. I recently heard about ecofeminism, and instead of I went online. Okay, this is it. I mean, we're in the 21st century. If you don't understand something, go online and check. Why are you embarrassing yourself on social media?
If you believe those things that she said, I did not call you though. You heard it from someone else. Okay, guys, we'll be coming to the end of today's episode. But before we do that, I want Naomi and Grace to leave us with their closing thoughts. What's your closing remark? What do you have to tell people? That important message that you want to pass to people.
Well, regardless of who you are and regardless of what society says, I feel like people should be whatever it is they want to be, and not allow people or society or have your own values, have your own principles, have your own dreams, and work towards achieving it, regardless of who you are, regardless of your gender. And feminists don't hate men.
Point. I was already like, clock it. Yeah, I think that men should know that we're not trying to say anybody is lower than anybody, or anybody should be higher than anybody. What we're trying to say is both men and women are equal, right? They have different strengths, they have different weaknesses. And so, yes, if it's normal that when something that is going to make you a little uncomfortable is said, you want to react. That's the main reason why a lot of men are against feminism, because then the society has created an extremely comfortable place for men, even though it's not comfortable in the sense of pressure. I guess that's a different conversation entirely. Because I know that they want to jump on the defensive, right? Society has created it's a men's world. Men have access to certain opportunities more easily than women, and more often than not, for a woman to get what she wants, she has to use her wiles and everything. And that's not even supposed to be the case. So what we're trying to fight for is, if I'm qualified for something, let me be able to get it. And if I want to sit down at home and say I want to be a housewife, that should not also diminish my value as a person. I'm still a valuable person, whether I am an engineer or I'm a stay-at-home mom and my full-time job is raising my children, or I decide that I want to conquer the world and become the president of planet Earth. Like that should be my choice. It should not be because I am a woman and I should be put in a box. So to all the men out there, you can be feminists too. Don't worry, if you don't want to shout about it, we'll not query you for keeping quiet in the sense, right? But just make sure that in every little way, in your space, in your environment, among your friends, you are actually showing up for women and making sure that there is as much balance as possible.
Well, what more do I have to say? Okay, so as a man in the room, I will say to my fellow men, you've spoken to men and women, but I will speak to men directly because you understand now. Now they fight them, they fight us. So guys, I would leave you with the fact that women are just the same as men. They have, if man die, women too, they die now. So is that not the essence of life? You live and you die at the end of it all. So it tells you that you are actually at the end of the day the same thing. We are the same thing. Give woman equity in her freedom to do whatever she wants. Let her be able to live with her freedom of choice. Don't look at her and genderize it that you're a woman. You're a woman. You cannot be this. You're a woman. Nah. Change that ideology before it's too late. So Grace and Naomi, thank you for coming to today's special episode.
Thank you for having us.
Please say one or two things to...
Subscribe to HO3 Media. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Please follow us. Follow the What Podcast because we're going global.
So like and subscribe. You can also share the video, the link.
See, now sweet voices as don't do the job for us. So just like, share, and subscribe.
And if you learned something on this episode, make sure that you educate the person next to you, because
education is key.
One more person knowing and understanding what feminism really is, it goes a long way.
Education is key. We're not ready to change the padlock. All right, guys. Bye.
What is hot?